Good morning. My name is JP De Oliveira, the Wandering Clinician, and you're on my channel. Please subscribe so that way you can be alerted every time there's a video and every time that I share something online. So today I want to talk about how you're not responsible for other people's happiness. And so a lot of time people will come up to you or infer in conversations or state to you that, hey, what you're saying is making me sad. If you change yourself, I will be happier. So first of all, you don't have the mean nor the power to create um, the situation for someone else to feel happy about themselves. You can certainly contribute to someone's life, and you can certainly be nice to someone and share with them about yourself and so forth, but you cannot make someone else happy. You can only make yourself happy. Your level of satisfaction is under your control. The level of satisfaction of other people is under their control. When you have relationship, any type of relationship, whether it's your mother, your spouse, your kid, and they say, hey, I'm unhappy because of you, that may very well be true in their mind. They might feel unhappy because of something you said or something really, but ultimately the only one who can change the way they feel is them. So don't modify yourself. Don't change your outlook on life. Don't become someone you're not to make other people feel good. In the process of doing that, the other person will not be satisfied, and in the process, you will not be happy either. Of course, there are some character traits that you want to improve on, like we are in a life, uh, you know, uh, learning journey, and we're here to grow and expand ourselves. So be kind, be courteous, be respectful. Remember that your freedom stops where the freedom of others starts. But at the same time, do not become a version of yourself that isn't authentic to please others, because ultimately, if you do that, you will be very unhappy. Um, Parents put a lot of pressure on their children to become a certain way. Some parents live through their children as if their children was a proxy of who they are, so they get to live maybe their dreams or their wishes. That's not okay. Spouses do it also, like a wife will say to a husband, I would like you to dress a certain way so I can feel good. No. Yeah, it would be nice if your husband dressed up a little bit when you went out, but ultimately, the way he chooses to dress himself, it's under his control, and you cannot really infer that your level of satisfaction is going to be measured through somebody else's outfit. Some people do that. You could always choose. You always have a choice to go someplace without someone. If you don't feel like they're representing your marriage very well, you can always say, okay, I'm going to go to that thing alone. If you don't want to dress up, I'll go by myself. Or you accept the fact that your husband dressed the way he does. And this is really minute because there are other battles that you might be having over, politics, religion, society in general. So let me tell you something. No one has ever convinced someone by screaming at them or by forcing them to do something. People will surrender and sometimes give in and agree to a point just to make the other person be quiet. But ultimately, people will, if they enter a conversation thinking one way and you talk to them for 2 hours, after 2 hours, they probably will be still at the same place. For a change to occur, someone has to be wanting to make a change in their life, and they have to want to explore other venues. Some people are very flexible and they are open to other people's feedback. Some people are very rigid. So, and then there's a spectrum in between the rigidity and the flexibility. On some topics you might be more flexible than other topics. On some topics you might be extremely rigid, and it's okay. People have the right to be the way they are. So let's talk about how you're not the vessel for other people's feelings. Sometimes people will come up to you and say, your lifestyle is offensive to me. And so you can all say, oh, you can just say, you know what? Well, sucks to be you because I'm going to be who I am. You're in charge of your feelings. I'm in charge of my feelings. Everybody, live their life. As long as you don't actively go out trying to convince people that your lifestyle or your way of thinking or your way of being is the best way, and you just live your life without really inferring in other people's freedom, and you don't want to impose your views on others, people shouldn't have the right to do that to you as well. Of course, we live in a society. You can't just do whatever you want whenever you want. You got to respect other people's property, space, life in general. But when it comes to values, your values are your values, and people can come to you and say, you're offensive to me, and that's their choice. They have the right to be offended by you. But ultimately, the way you are is the way you are. If you want to change that, it's up to you. It's not because somebody else is being offended by it. So I have gotten a few conversations this week where I've talked to several patients, and they were like, you know what, JP, either my spouse or my mom or my kid or my friend constantly nags at me and tells me that my way of being is offensive to them, or I'm irritating, or that the way that I am doesn't work for them. So it sounds like a them problem. And I'm not saying that maybe some things you do is maybe you're really annoying them. Like, for example, if you chew loud and the person has misophonia, they are going to be irritated by it. But ultimately, the misophonia is theirs, not yours. Yeah, you can chew more silently, or you can try to masticate without making any sound. But ultimately, someone who has a problem with misophonia, there's very little things you can do about it. They have to or maybe wear noise canceling headphones, which might be problematic if you go to a restaurant and you're trying to have a conversation. But the thing is, the idea is that people are going to have issues that are their issues, and they might try to push those issues on you. And you have a duty to say, hey, you know what? The issue that you're pushing on me right now is really not my issue, it's your issue. And the way you can measure whether or not someone's problem is their problem is whether or not their problem would still be happening if it were with someone else, or if that's something that they brought to the table and you're not, you don't have anything to do with it. Or at the end of the day, you have to live your life according to your own terms. And that means sometimes that some people are going to distance themselves from you because they don't like the way you live your life, or it means that some people are going to not want to engage with you as often. But at the end of the day, you are responsible for yourself. You're responsible for the choices you make. And if you change who you are to make other people happy, I can guarantee you no one will be happy. I wish you all a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.